In this video, we're reviewing the brand new WrestleMania WWE Elite 2026 set featuring Seth Rollins, Stardust, John Cena, and Jake the Snake Roberts, with, of course, our Build-A-Figure Sam Roberts figure. Now, this is a crazy wave because, first of all, we have an interesting lineup. It's an interesting execution of figures, which we're going to break into. This set was actually leaked out to us. The list of these figures was leaked out. Then we got to see them on display at Comic-Con, got to see what we were getting. We've had full image galleries of these guys, and now we have them in hand to review, and these will be hitting retail shelves around WrestleMania time. So you're going to be waiting a while unless you grab these at Ringside Collectibles using code MD Toys. I do not know which ones are on back order. I have no idea. So you have to go over there and check that out after this. Or if you already like what you see, you already know you want these, you can go over there right now, use code MD Toys. But today, we have Seth Rollins, Stardust, John Cena, and Jake the Snake. And I am a fan of this brand new packaging. We talked about this a little while ago. We have a brand new viewing window. We can actually see the full figure. It's not a bunch of wasted space. You have this little compartment over here that stores some accessories. I like this a lot. You got the Build-A-Figure Sam Roberts up here. A lot of good stuff going on with this packaging. It actually reminds me of the old Elite Collection Fan Takeover set. That's what the colors remind me of, you know, the blue and yellow. But on the side, you get a nice shopped image of Seth Rollins with the blue contacts. And then you have a nice shot of his entrance from Mania 34, which is a gear we've been waiting on for a while. But will this figure live up to the hype? We're going to have to get into that. And then we do have a Mania 31 Stardust here with the beautiful looking black and orange. I mean, kind of festive, almost Halloween time, almost October, so I guess it makes sense with the gear colors. And I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Mr. Sinister gear from Marvel, if I'm not mistaken, but you got the WrestleMania logo down there, got a shot of Cody on the side. Then we do have a nice shot of Cody there. Crazy how far he's come, man. It's absolutely crazy to see the character growth. But then we do have John Cena here, which is a gear that I have never, okay, kind of had this gear in my collection, kind of not, and we'll get into that as we unpack it. But you have John Cena here. You got the black and orange 54 jersey entrance gear here, which is beautiful. Never had a Mania 24 Cena in my collection because I could never find somebody to do the jersey, and now Mattel has done it, so this is great. Knocks that Cena off my checklist, but there's a shot of Cena, and on the back you have a nice shot of Cena there, and all the different information. And then last but not least, we have Jake the Snake, who I feel like we were getting at a clip every day, and you know, we kind of got a hiatus of Jake, and now he's back in the line here, but we have a pretty decent looking Jake the Snake here, so I'm interested to see how it all pans out. And of course, at the end, we are going to build the Sam Roberts, and then we're going to rank this set from worst to best in my own personal opinion, find out what is all about these figures, man. We're going to break in the ins and the outs and just break it all down for you today, man. But with that all being said, let's crack all these figures out of the packaging, find out what they're all about, and see how we're going to rank this WWE Elite WrestleMania set and build our Sam Roberts Build-A-Figure Elite. So here's the full wave out of the packaging, and I'm liking a lot of aspects of this wave, but there are certainly things that I do not like about this wave, and we're going to unpack it, we're going to rank it, and, you know, we don't know the full story until it's all said and done. I think we need to break it all down, find out what it's about, and then we can really decide, is this set worth the shish? How is each individual figure? Is this set worth the pickup? And, of course, we're going to build Sam Roberts. So we'll get into all that, man, but how we do these usually is we're going to start left to right. We're going to start with Seth Rollins, go through accessories, go through the figure, work our way all the way down to Jake, and then we'll build Sam Roberts, and then we will rank this set. You guys know how we do. So what we're going to do, start off with Seth Rollins, and then we'll get into the rest of the wave and break it all down for you. So let's shut the hell up and get started. So we're getting into Rollins accessories starting out first, man, and it being a Build-A-Figure wave, you know the accessories are not going to be over the top, but this wave actually has a decent amount of accessories when you compare it to other Build-A-Figure waves. And we're starting things off with this WrestleMania 34 entrance vest. This is the Game of Thrones attire, or is it Night Walker or White Walker or whatever the hell it is? I've never seen a Game of Thrones episode, man. Never seen one, heard about it, don't give a hoot. But all of this is texturized, and it's a brand new sculpt. All of this looks good. It is the old classic three-prong in the back right here. It is not as thick as, you know, we've seen in the past. I think they did a good job capturing the likeness of this gear. I remember making a custom of this years and years ago, using a bunch of grays and trying to do this custom. Wasn't even proud of the custom, but I never made the entrance vest part of it, so this is actually pretty sweet. I'm glad to have this attire. It's something we've waited on a while, which we'll get into, but all of this is sculpted very nicely, man. You can feel the mesh in it, you can feel the sculpted lines and everything, which is nice, and the grays look good, so the paneling and everything is nice. And they did a good job here. I like this. Now for interchangeable hands, we are getting a pair of mic holding hands. We're also getting a pair of pointer fingers, which is crazy, but I guess it kind of gets us into this next part. Like if you look at this, we get pointer fingers, and then you also get a pair of these entrance style hands, like the Randy Orton hands, which is more fitting for a modern Rollins. And, you know, back in the day, he used to not wear fists. You don't wear fists, but he used to come with fists and, you know, like the wide open you can't see me hands. Well, he only comes with a pointer finger hands and these Randy Orton entrance style hands, which they've given Seth Rollins over time since he's gotten to this modern character. It would have been really cool if they gave him fists and those, you know, Finn Balor hands or those you can't see me hands to fit the era of Seth Rollins, but that also becomes an issue when you get into the other part of this figure, which we're going to do right now. So we're getting into Seth Rollins, starting out with the head sculpt, and this is sort of the give and take of this figure. So it is very cool that they gave him the blue contacts that he had during his entrance. I think that's awesome. That is incredible, and I'm pretty sure I added that to the custom way back in the day. That is a great detail and something that I'm very glad they did not miss. But outside of that, man, they missed on a lot of other things about this figure, and we're going to get into that. First of all, this is a modern Seth Rollins head sculpt, okay? The face sculpt is incredible. This is actually, I want to say, I mean, you could do a comparison, and here in a minute, we'll do a comparison. I'm actually going to head swap this, but you can see this is the Ultimate Edition head sculpt. This is an Elite head sculpt we've seen multiple times over. It's got the longer hair, great likeness, and it pretty much looks just like him from that period, so it's not the biggest deal, but pretty sure his beard also connected over here, which you could paint in, but that is something we're going to do. But if you head swap it, you lose the blue contacts, but you get a more accurate Seth Rollins look. So that's kind of those give and takes that I was talking about. On top of that, you'll notice, and we did cover this in the images, he does not have any chest or stomach hair, which is a massive miss to me. I think it's one of those underrated details that people leave off of figures, and you don't really think about it, and you don't talk about it, but then when it's missing, it just hinders the figure, man. I think that the chest hair, it leaves a lot to be desired. It's just one of those underrated details that people miss out on, so that is a big miss. But also, man, he does not have his back tattoo. That is another miss, and this has happened to Seth Rollins a lot, man. They've actually done this quite a few times now. Miss the back tattoo, miss the chest hair, miss these little details that, I mean, that'd be like missing Stone Cold's leg tattoo or AJ Styles tattoo or something like that, man. It's just something that is unfortunate that they missed. And another thing about this figure is they just gave him gray wrist tape. It would have been so cool if they actually put deco hits on the wristbands, because they've pretty much done the wristband deco before that was on a pre-existing. The TNF figure, basically the exact same deco hits that would have gone here, so that would have been a really cool detail to add. And, you know, it was when he was wearing those weightlifting, you know, powerlifting wrist gauntlet type deals, so that would have been cool to include, but it is just a light gray. And then I'm pretty sure they're missing some sort of belt deco right here in the middle, but I could be mistaken. You could let me know if I'm right there, but I do like the deco hits here, how you're getting these lines and the different grays and the kind of dirtiness of it. That's pretty accurate to what it looked like. And the thing is if you're wondering why it's so inconsistent, it's because there was some shadowing and some different, almost, not airbrushing, but that's kind of what it looked like. There were shadowing panels over it, and that's kind of what you got. And I'm glad they included all these different versions of gray color, because that's pretty much what it was, man. But I do like the tights a lot. I think they look good. The kick pads look good. How you're getting, you know, these panelings here and the knee pads and everything. They did a good job, and we've seen this in basic form before, but we have never seen it in elite form. This is an attire and a moment people have wanted for years. And I'm also noticing on my kick pads, man, look at the gray right here. It kind of bleeds over on the foot, and then on this one you're not getting that. So you'll see here, I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but the gray paint goes way over. There's like overspray on the foot, which I could easily fix. It's just something that's kind of annoying. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's gray overspray on the toes right here, which again is not the biggest deal, but certainly something that needs to be talked about. It's just like some things that really prevented this figure from being over the top, in my opinion. Now, I am a big Seth Rollins fan, and I do like this figure in a lot of ways. I'm glad that we have this gear, but it does leave a lot to be desired. But as far as articulation, he can't really look down or up or anything. This is a classic torso, so it leans forward pretty good. As I snap his head off, you know it is interchangeable nowadays, but shoulders go up all around, bicep cut. All this is standard, pinless, double jointed. You get the wrists hinge and swivel, of course, and his legs are pretty articulated. He goes up, he goes out. He is on pinned legs, so you know he gets a nice buttery smooth double jointed knee. Upper thigh cut, you get kick pad swivel. Feet go up and down, and you get the nice ankle pivot. At certain points, he is a little loose, it feels like, but it's pretty uniform. It's like a figure that I would like to... You know, he doesn't feel super stiff, which I think I would prefer the way this figure feels over being super stiff and feel like he's going to break. So that is certainly a highlight of this figure. I do like that about it and everything like that. But I do want to get into some figure comparisons with this guy. So for your Seth Rollins figure comparisons here, you can see some different Seth Rollins iterations spread throughout. That's kind of on the new formula. You know, we have the Elite 117, the the WrestleMania 39 figure from the last year's Build-A-Figure set. We got the Elite 112, the Hell in a Cell Dusty Rhodes attire. You got the Ultimate Edition. You got the top picks down there, the Elite 93 with, you know, some additions added to it. It's just kind of comparing these, and I mean, dude, you can't look at this chest hair here. You can't look at this chest and stomach hair and tell me that doesn't look better. And actually, I'm just noticing another fault with this figure. He actually has the Finn Balor skin tone, man. Wow. That's another big L. No wonder it doesn't have the tattoo or the chest hair. It's because this is a Finn Balor torso, arms, and shoulders. That's why. It's, I mean, I'm saying that like it probably matches some other people. Cody Rhodes, it also is like that. But, you know, I say Finn Balor because he doesn't have any of the tattoos on his torso at all. And it doesn't have chest hair. So that, yeah, I'm just now noticing this guy has the wrong skin tone. He's supposed to have the Seth Rollins skin tone. I didn't notice it because he wasn't up next to other Seth Rollins. But yep, that's the issue, man. Look at that. Hate to see it, man. Hate to see it. But one thing I do want to do is I want to head swap this guy with this so you can see what, you know, he's supposed to look like. And this is a head sculpt that I did mod so that you can pop this on here if I can freaking get it right. Hopefully it'll go all the way on the figure. And hopefully I don't snap the neck peg or anything. And they gave him the longer neck peg, man, so it doesn't even look good. Jesus. Well, that kind of leads me to believe that this may be Cody Rhodes because, you know, they gave him all the... Oh, my God, dude, now it feels like it's going to snap. Ah, man, this figure. Man, just so much potential that just is missing now. But I want to get into one more comparison here before we move on off Seth Rollins. God, man. There's just some, it's frustrating. All right, man, so here is a comparison with the last figures that we needed from this matchup. The WrestleMania 34 Intercontinental Championship match with the top picks Finn Balor. Then you have the Elite 69 Miz over here in the Iron Man gear, or the red and gold. So we finally get this figure here, so... I don't know, man. A lot to be desired with this Seth. I'm pretty disappointed in the execution, considering all the details missed and things like that, man. And the skin tone, just, man, like, gosh, so close, yet so far. And now we're getting into the Stardust accessories, and just like Seth Rollins, you're getting some entrance gear and you're getting some interchangeable hands. Now, I don't think we've seen this mold before. I think this is brand new sculpt, but I think this was a Mr. Sinister inspired gear. At least I think so. You know, you get the black and orange in there, you got the tassels coming down, you do get these stars in here. What's crazy is, for some reason, when I look at this, it looks like something we've gotten before, and maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like we've seen this before, and I can't place it, or maybe I'm just tripping, but we have never seen this with the Stardust figure, I know. It's just, I don't know, it's something about it, but you do have the orange stars in there. This is all, you know, sculpted on. You have the sculpted collar in here. You get those really unique tassels in the back, which is cool. You get on the front right here. You do have these silver buttons as we zoom in right here. And what it is this side has a clasp on it, and then this side does not. So you'll have to, you know, unclasp this and then, you know, put it on the figure, and then you can port this in the back here, which isn't the greatest, but you know, you put it in there, and then there you go, and it fits on the figure. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, it's not the most. I mean, it's toyetic, but at the same time, you know, it's just two colors, or three, I guess, if you include the silver. But it's an interesting deal. You get the little entrance cape, and I think it's better than nothing. That figure would be very plain Jane if it didn't include this, but I like it. You know, it is rubber, but it's not super stiff and stuff, so that's good. And then when you get into the interchangeable hands, we are getting a pair of mic holding hands. These are not glove sculpt, though. These are just regular mic holding hands. You can see the veins and the nails and the fingers, but you do get the stars on the palms, which is cool. I think, you know, a glove sculpt would have been nice, but the reason they didn't do that is for the other hands, which is going to be your Stardust expression style hands here, and you can tell these are going to be the Four Horsemen hands that we got with the Ric Flair Ultimate Edition. That's what these are, but they are repainted and molded in orange, so I guess that gets the job done. It's just, you know, they're not glove sculpt, even though he wore gloves. This is just kind of what we are getting here, but it's not the biggest deal. I think it's nice, and, you know, at least they gave us the deco on the thumb and the hand there. It's a nice detail to include the star. And getting into Stardust, man, this is the same head sculpt we got on the Elite 36 Stardust way back in the day. I remember people using this head sculpt for Cody Rhodes customs when he left, and, you know, he went to Ring of Honor and he was in Bullet Club. People were using this and, you know, sculpting it and doing crazy stuff because it has good likeness to Stardust or Cody Rhodes. I like the mismatch orange and black. You got the silver face paint in there as well. I just think they did a really good job here of executing this overall. I like it. You know, his hair's a bit light brown. Not the best there on the color, but not bad. I mean, it's not the biggest deal. Same torso we saw in the Elite 103. I mean, you're kind of looking at an Elite 103 repaint, but it is pinless on the legs, which we'll get into. But you can see that same star pattern we saw in the Elite 36. Got the orange and silver and black going through without. I like the, the wrist gauntlets here in orange that go hand in hand, and I know that hands aren't gloves, but, it's supposed to be there. But I do like the spikes on there, and you got the stars going down the leg. On the back, it says Stardust, and again, man, when you see this up next to the Elite 36, I mean, it's like a one-of-one repaint almost, but it does have the updated tech and pinless joints and stuff, but got that orange and silver going all the way down. Pinless legs like we talked about, and then you get down into the wrestling boots, and you got the S on that side and the S on that side with the boots and the orange and silver, man. So, yeah, not a half bad figure here. I think this guy's pretty toyetic, man, all things considered. He can look down a little bit, not really up that much there. This is also an old ab crunch or an old torso, so he gets a pretty decent ab crunch right there. Shoulders go up above 90, full rotation, bicep cut. You get the double jointed pinless arms there. Hinge and wrist swivel, as we know. His waist is pretty tight there. Legs kick up above 90, which is nice. And they do go out to the side, which is great. On this side, same deal. I'm not getting any real stiffness here. It actually feels quite good. Maybe a little bit of stiffness, but not anything that's, just it's totally worrisome. You get boot cut, they go up and down, and then you do get the ankle pivot, of course. And, it is what it is, man. I think this is, I don't think I like these legs pinless. It's just, the nature of the beast, as we like to say here, when you're looking at these figures in a modern context. I mean, they have so many issues, man, and it stinks, but sometimes you get a good one. But let's get into some comparisons here. And I never tracked down the Elite 103 Chase, but here's the Elite 103 based on WrestleMania 32, which is my favorite Stardust. And you do have the WrestleMania 31, and then we do have this one over here, which again, look at these figures, man. I mean, they are essentially the exact same. Like, look at the deco, look at the colors and everything. I mean, it's basically this exact figure, and you could possibly argue this figure may be better overall, the Elite 36. It just doesn't have pinless legs, and it doesn't have double jointed arms, but it has sculpted gloves, it's using gold dust gloves and arms and different stuff going on. I like this Elite 36. The Elite 36 is an underrated figure, but, compared to this one, I still like this one the most. I think this is so sick. What a great looking figure. This is I like the head sculpt too, like that pissed off Cody Rhodes with I like the hair sculpt and everything. I know this is an old head sculpt repainted, but I don't know. I think the Elite 103 is the peak Stardust for me personally. I just like the gear and everything going on with it, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what you're getting as far as your comparisons are concerned with this new Elite Stardust. It's a good one. I just think that the other Stardusts have been better in my opinion. I think it's the worst gear of the three. And then next up, we have John Cena's accessories, and at least you're getting kind of the Cena trifecta. No necklace or anything, but I don't think it's really even a big deal. We are getting the hat, we're getting interchangeable hands, we do have the jersey, and then we do have the sculpted bands, which I don't really include in the accessories department. But we are getting that Hustle, Loyalty, Respect jersey in the black, orange, and white, which looks clean. It looks just like the jersey did. It even has the orange collar. You get those, the mean eyes of the dog up there in the patch in the corner, which I think is nice, and then you flip it around, and you have the 54 on the back. No Cena on the back. I'm sure that his jersey said Cena, but I can't remember. You would think I'd remember something like that. Nonetheless, though, it isn't non-Velcro, which is kind of shocking to me, but I'll take it. I think that it's pretty seamless for the most part. I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen, but, it is Velcro. You get those stripes on there, and then you even have the little patch down here, which I think is cool. So this is nice, man. Cloth goods are always great, and Velcro, non-Velcro, green jacket, blue jacket, who gives a hoot? And then we also get the Hustle, Loyalty, Respect hat here in the black and orange. Now, we have seen this before, and it did come on our Ultimate Edition Cena, the first version, and this is what that looked like. Honestly, I think my deco's a little low. I think this Ultimate Edition one is a lot more accurate, but the orange color I like more on the new one. It's a lot more vibrant orange, kind of a hunter's orange. I just think my logo's a little low, and then my little, I don't even know what those holes are called, but they're too low. They definitely should be higher, and I don't know if that's just an every hat thing or just a misprint on my part, but I think these are, I don't know if these are the same sculpt, man. They definitely seem like it, but I don't think they are. Yeah, I don't think these are the same sculpt. I could be wrong, though. Regardless, I do like this hat. I just wish that the deco was a little cleaner, I guess. And then for interchangeable hands, we do get a pair of mic holding hands. And he's got to come with the you can't see me hands. So you do get the high five or the, fingers widespread open that we've seen with Cena probably a couple hundred times now. And now we're getting into the John Cena figure itself, and, we're using this bummy head sculpt I don't like on the Ultimate Edition. It is what it is. It's just the goofiest one. It's not I don't know, I don't like it. I don't care, I don't like it, get it out of my face, but that's what we're faced with here, man. Got that Ultimate Edition head sculpt. Actually, a very old head sculpt. John Cena doesn't ever get new head sculpts, ever. Just ever, man. They don't ever give this man new head sculpts. And, you know, it is what it is. But they did give him the Cena 3-pack torso. This is that new Elite torso we saw in that Cena 3-pack that's going to be hitting Walmart soon. We reviewed it months ago. Very blessed to be able to get that set early and check it out. But that is this new torso we're getting here. Same, you know, new shoulders, or the same shoulders we've seen. All that different stuff. We do have the, you know, the Mean Mug Dog bicep band, which is nice. You get that HLR logos down here on the bicep, or the wristbands. Got the Chain Gang Respect undies showing through there, which is nice. And then on the back, you get a nice back shot of the figure there. Undies go all the way around. And then we do have the shorts here, which is the classic sculpt. You can tell that he doesn't have pins. He's got the blue jorts, got the black belt in there, black knee pads that we've all seen. He's got the shins and just solid black shoes, which is accurate. It's actually accurate. They did a good job there. But, you know, I actually like this a lot. I like this new torso. I like the way this figure looks and feels and everything like that. Pretty sure, I mean, to be honest, if you want the full facts, I'm pretty sure he had the longer jorts at this time. This was not when he had the shorter shorts, but I don't care that much. It's not the biggest deal of all time. It's certainly worth mentioning, though. I will mention it. I am going to mention it. And you could, I guess, take one of the Ultimate Editions, the first Ultimate Edition Cena, and then just put this jersey on there and then use this as a different look for Cena if you wanted to, maybe. But I do like this formula and everything like that, and he poses really well. The ab crunch isn't the greatest. It goes back a bit and goes forward that much for you there. Head sculpt can actually look down and up a little bit, and you get some pivoting there, I guess, because it's really, really deep. But shoulders go above 90, you get full rotation. This is all stuff we've seen before, so it's not going to shatter the stratosphere, but it all feels fundamentally sound, and this is a great formula for Cena because he feels so smooth. Like, he can kick forward, he can go out. This is one of the, you know, I used to put this figure, I mean, this is the exact same formula, just updated. New torso, double jointed arms, pinless, whatever. But this formula for Cena, the old version of this, was good too, and it's my favorite Cenas. I don't like the long jort Cenas. I like the short jort Cenas because of how posable they are, even if it's inaccurate. But upper thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knee, not pinless, but pin knee, which is beautiful. You get the upper thigh cut, the feet go down and up, which we've seen, but he does not have ankle pivot because this is the old sculpt. This is not anything new we're seeing here besides this torso, which is nice to see, of course. But yeah, man, I like this figure. I do like this figure a lot. It poses well. Only thing I don't really like about the figure is the head sculpt, and I've mentioned that for years. I've never liked this head sculpt. It's just a goofy-looking figure, or a head sculpt, I should say. But let's get into some John Cena figure comparisons. And here's some John Cena figure comparisons, man. And this is just some of the more recent John Cenas we've gotten this year. This is certainly not all of them. There's certainly a lot more I could put up here. This is just some of the ones that I wanted to put up here. You have the Invisible Collector's Edition. You have that Cena 3-pack that we fixed up a little bit. It's got that new torso, as you can see here, that we featured there. This figure also has that torso and formula, as you can see here. These two, however, have the old formula that I'm not going to show you right now, but yeah, this is just, I mean, you're seeing it, man. You're seeing what we've seen over the last year that has been just so nice to see for a John Cena collector, and I can't believe the ride's almost over. It's actually unbelievable, but it is cool to see these, and one thing I do want to do before we move on to Jacob the Snake of Roberts is I do want to bring in that Ultimate Edition so we can compare it, so you can see kind of what we're looking at here. And yeah, I mean, this is, you can see he was wearing the long jorts around this time period, but not the biggest deal of all time, but you can see we've gotten this pretty much gear before. It's just slightly different. And this figure is actually more posable than this Ultimate. This one doesn't even have butterfly joints. It's got pins. It is what it is. But yeah, this figure is pretty fire. I just hate that head sculpt. And we're finishing it up with Jake the Snake's accessories, and we're getting the snake. And honestly, dude, I don't know the difference in all the snakes. I want to say, didn't he have 2 or 3 different ones over the span of his career? I don't know if this is Damien or what. You can let me know. I'm not a Jake the Snake connoisseur. Maybe you are. You can let me know. I do want to say we have seen this sculpt before, and we will do a snake comparison in this video so you can see the different ones we've seen over the years. I don't have all of them, but I do have a nice little, detailed look here. But the snake does look good. You get this dark green color, which is nice. I think the eyes are painted well. You get a nice, it looks like one of those kind of like, kid toy snakes kind of deal. It's got some good length to it. The sculpt work is nice. You can see the slithery nature of it. It's got the belly on there. Pretty nice, man. I like when they can, give us things like this. No bendy wire. It is kind of a set pose, which I don't think is a big deal. It does look like a slithering snake, so I think, looks good, man. Looks like KD. That's pretty nice, though. I like this, and I do want to showcase some of the, let's just get these accessories out of the way. You do get a pair of mic-holding hands, and then you also get a pair of the finger-pointing hands if you were interested, but I do want to get into the snake comparison so you can see. All right, man, so here are all the different snakes that I have. Now, you can see this is the exact same snake right here. I think this is a python, if I'm not mistaken, but I do not know the difference in all the different snakes, but this is the one that came with the Greatest Hits version of Jake the Snake in the blue, which was a re-release of the Flashback, or the Walmart Flashback series. Then we have this one, which was a Legends one, I believe. It's like the Cobra in the gray, which is pretty good. And then we do have the Ultimate Edition, which has the bendy wire in it, which is my personal favorite. I like the deco on this one. I think it poses the best. It's just the best overall. I think this is the best snake for sure. But then you do have that green one. So, I don't know, man. Let me know your Jake the Snake vibes down below. I don't know anything really about all the snakes, but maybe you do, and you can let me know. You know, I call myself an expert. This is one of those topics where I'm not informed. I don't know ball on this one. You can let me know. And now we're getting into Jake Roberts, and I think we've seen this head sculpt before. I want to say this came with the Ultimate Edition, if I'm not mistaken. Like one of the extra head sculpts. I could be wrong there, but I want to say that is true. And I like this head sculpt. It kind of reminds me of Adam Hangman Page a little bit, but I like it. It's a little goofy, kind of looking like Dale Earnhardt a little bit or something like that, which is fine with me. Rest in peace to the legend. And then we do have the Terry Funk torso, which is nice. Same standard arms. He's got chest hair like nobody else does. I mean, what are we doing here? But white wrist tape, you know, no back tattoo for him. He didn't have a back tattoo. I'm just kind of messing. But yeah, this looks pretty good here. You get into the tights, you get this kind of, I don't know if this is supposed to be a spider web or like a broken window or something, but you do have the silver snake coming all the way around, which I do like. You know, it's plain Jane a bit. You know, not my favorite gear, but the black and silver is kind of a tough look, and then you go down and you do have the nice boots, man. Jake the Snake. We always talk about great boots around here. Man had some just snazzy ones on him, man. Man looks like $100 over here. Great looking boots and those tall ones there. Got that red print there with the rattlesnake skin, or the snake skin looking pretty clean. I mean, this figure's not bad whatsoever, man. I mean, it's not going to move mountains in terms of excitement, at least not for me. But I don't know, man. I mean, it feels good in hand. You can look down a pretty good amount. This is a really good ab crunch on this figure because he has that Terry Funk torso, which is a very classic one. Goes above 90. All this is the same. We get these shoulders and arms a lot, so you know the whole deal here. You get the hinge and swivel on the wrist, of course. Nice waist. And he can kick forward, dude. He's pinless, but he moves like a daggum, I don't even know, man. He moves incredibly well, man. Boot cut, feet go up and down. You get ankle pivot? You do get ankle pivot. I mean, dude, this is definitely, probably next to the Ultimate Edition, the best feeling in hand Jake the Snake. I do think that they could probably give him like some, I don't know, I feel like he's a bit lean, but I don't know, I like it. I like torso. I don't know. There's good shish here, man. I like this Jake the Snake. And here's our Jake the Snake figure comparisons. I think this is every Jake I have, man. I'm missing quite a few here for sure. I mean, I am definitely missing a pick of the litter here, but here's just a few. You do have that Legends one. I never got the Chase figure. I know that this is a Greatest Hits. This is also a Legends, I do believe. You got the Ultimate Edition, which I think is the best Jake the Snake. And didn't we get this in Elite figure form at one point? I can't remember off the top of the dome, but this is my, look how, like, I don't know, the Ultimate just kind of captures, and I know it's basically the exact same formula, but the Ultimate torso just gives it that, I don't want to say girth, but you know what I'm saying? It's better than the Daniel Bryan torso that they gave him. Like, the Terry Funk goes a long way. And then this one has the Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins torso, so the Ultimate is just where I lay my head at night. I think that one is the best one, and yeah, not bad, but yeah, that does it for your Jake the Snake figure comparison. And now it's time to build Sam I Am Roberts, and we got, I think this is how the order goes. The arms come with Seth Rollins, the interchangeable young Sam Roberts head sculpt comes with Stardust. You have the legs that come with Cena, and then you do have the older head sculpt, or the more modern head sculpt, and the torso that comes with Jake the Snake. So hopefully this doesn't end up like a Triple H, you know, 3-pack situation, or I'm going to have to 3-pack my face off because, okay, it's on there. So I'm going to take it like that, plug this in here. And, you know, we're not, you know, I saw some people saying that this isn't a good Build-A-Figure, or why would he get a figure? Oh, I put this in the wrong side. Jesus. But here we are, and, you know, the thing I have to say about that, man, is, you know, this guy's been a part of the WWE Elite squad. He's been, you know, he's helped out at Mattel before with reveals and panels and all these different things, man. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you, if I had a boy on the team, or if I was making these figures, and I had some buddies that were making the figures, or whatever the case is, I would look into every loophole possible to try and get my man into the line. You think I'm not trying to get my boy into the line, man? You're out of your goddamn mind. Of course we're going to get, like, dude, I'm surprised we haven't got Steve and Bill, man. Like, I'm dead honest with you there. He also comes with a modern WWE microphone. I like this suited figure a lot, man. He feels fantastic in the hand, and there's something about this that just feels different than the other Build-A-Figure. I think this is a new overthrow part right here, and this feels really good. I think I like the likeness in the younger head sculpt better than the modern one. I just think the smirk is there, but I guess it's covered up kind of by the beard. But I don't know, it kind of looks like, I don't know. I think it does look like him, but I like the younger one better. And you can pop this off, of course, and then pop this on here. And this works also for just a normal guy in a suit. I don't know how, but I'm going to try to obtain multiples of these bodies because this body moves well. It doesn't have Muhammad Ali legs, which is also a bonus for me. I like this body a lot. Pause. But yeah, I think this looks dope. And the mic looks good too, the modern mic. And you know, you just get up here and talk some shish. Looking like Carrot Top in 2003 a little bit. I'm also noticing this upper leg is a little loose here, so that kind of bothers me, but it actually doesn't hinder the figure whatsoever. He still stands and everything, so I don't know. The figure moves incredibly well, though. I like this Sam Roberts figure a lot. I think the only thing docking it is the likeness on this head sculpt, but even then, I still like it. I don't know, man. Let's get into it. I dig this figure, though. I think they did a pretty damn good job, and I'm actually glad that we have Sam Roberts. Say what you will about it. I'm glad we have Sam Roberts in the line. I think it's cool, and he's a nice guy, and I had some conversations with him at Comic-Con, and he's just a super well-rounded, awesome guy, and I've always enjoyed him on television, so. What we're going to do now, though, is rank this set from worst to best and figure out who comes in at number 1. All right, guys, we're getting into it. Let's just get into the ranking. I'm not going to huff and puff and blow the goddamn house down, but maybe you think I am. Let's get into the bottom of the ranking, man. Starting out at number 5, I'm going with Seth Rollins. This one actually shocks me to my core. And I was willing to put up with a few mistakes, right? Like, I was going to put the head sculpt, right? The modern head sculpt. I'm like, you know what? I can look past that. I was going to put the chest hair. I was like, you know what, man? There's still a lot of good things here. But no tattoo and the skin tone and the belt or whatever, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's at the bottom, and that sickens me because it could have been number 1. It could have been number 1, man, but it just wasn't. Number 4, I have the Stardust. I don't know, man. It's toyetic. It's great. I don't really care for the gear, and I don't know. I like the other iterations of him better. I think this is the worst Stardust we've ever gotten. And it's still a good, solid figure. It's just not my favorite. We're going in at number 3. I'm giving you Jake the Snake, man. This Jake the Snake figure is pretty solid. It moves well. It's a good representation. I don't think that it shatters the earth. You know, it's not going to move mountains with its execution or whatever, but it like it's fair. It's a fair representation, and not that the Stardust isn't a fair representation. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't get me that excited. I was never a big fan of Stardust. I've always liked Cody Rhodes. I just didn't like the Stardust character, even if he did, you know, give it all he had and everything like that. I think that it's completely fine to give everything to something and completely fail. That's completely okay, you know what I mean? And I mean, I don't say it as like failure is acceptable, but I think that everyone fails, and it's how you respond to that makes it. I know I'm kind of getting off on a tangent. I just don't want you to think that I'm okay with losing, because I'm not okay with losing. It's more of just taking something out of the loss is what's important, and you're going to lose in life, but that's a whole nother deal. I don't know, man. I know we got off a thing there, but there you go. There's 5, 4, 3. And then getting into 2 and 1, number 2, I went with the Sam Roberts. I think that it's actually a fundamentally really good figure. Not my favorite head sculpt on the older version, modern version of Sam, but everything else is really damn good, and I like the young version. I think that the Sam Roberts is pretty damn unique, and I like getting these unique characters. And again, man, if you're complaining that Sam Roberts is in the line or it's taking away from something, there's so many different people we've gotten already, and I don't really know who they could have done unless it was a non-suited figure, which you could argue they could do. But I don't think it's, like, I don't know. I don't think anybody is just raging at this, but I don't know. Maybe you feel differently. Maybe you're like, oh, there's no way that this guy should have been in there. But you can let me know there. Would you rather have a Sam figure or a Nicholas figure? Or, just different things like that. But number 1 is going to be the GOAT himself. I mean, this is, fundamentally, from top to bottom, it moves the best. It's a great representation. It's a gear we've never had. I think that everything there is pretty damn good. I like the new torso. It's just really good, man, fundamentally. Like, if you look at everything here, it has the most accurate of the character. I don't like this head sculpt, I don't, but I think the jersey's well done. I think, everything there, form-fitting is nice. And I had a lot of fun with the figure, man. I mean, it's John Cena. It's the GOAT, and it's my ranking. Make your own ranking. How about that? Make your own channel. Make your own WrestleMania Build-A-Figure set review, and make your own ranking. Or you can leave your own ranking down in the comment section. But this is how I would rank this set, man. But at this point of the video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would leave a like and leave a comment on the video so that we can push this video out as much as possible. Because these videos take an a long time, and these long set reviews like this with a Build-A-Figure, they will take me 5 hours or so to fully film, edit, render, do photography, all that, and upload. It is like right now, it is 3:06 a.m. It is 3:06 a.m. So if you would leave a like and leave a comment on the video, man, I'd greatly appreciate it. But that is going to pretty much wrap it up. I mean, if you look at this full set overall, man, I think it's kind of a bummy set. It's not like the just most exciting. Like, I think that, you know, the Seth Rollins had a lot of potential, just didn't live up. I like the Cena. It's just, I mean, I don't know. There's just not a lot going on with this set that it moves mountains. And maybe I'm wrong there, but I don't know. I don't really get the WrestleMania feel from this set, but at the same time, there are some good aspects of it. I like these two individually specifically, and the Jake's fair. It's not my favorite, but I don't know, man. I don't know. You can let me know what you think of this set down below. But a huge shout out to our Patreon members, man. I appreciate you guys so very much. You guys are unbelievable. Thank you so much for your support as always. And I am just unbelievably grateful for you, man. But I'm getting the hell out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a blessed one, and I will see you guys next time.